Hi, you're about to hear a message from Superintendent Danny Twardowski on the 2015 bond election on November 3rd. Early voting starts October 19th and spans to the 30th. For more information, go to wallerisd.net. Thank you.
So, looking at our district picture, the schools on the red happen to be in red on the right happen to be every elementary school in our district. Every elementary school is at or above capacity. The schools on the left are in the gold-looking color. Those are our secondary schools. They're at 75, 80, and 85% capacity. In other words, we're growing, and we have to do something to address that growth. A 10-year projection on how we're going to address the growth, as you can see, between 2015 and 18, there would be a Jones Elementary School replacement built, there would be a Roberts Road addition built, and there would be a CTE, Career and Technical Education addition / ag addition at the high school. 70% of our kids at the high school take at least one CTE course, and we're most proud of that. Moving on into the next 4 years after that, possibly a junior high school, our third junior high, then another high school by the year 2022. That is scary. We're a one-horse town now, and we like it that way. And I don't know who the superintendent's going to be when they have another high school, but no, I'm just teasing about that. But it makes it different because our allegiances have to split and things like that. And then a couple more elementary schools starting in 2023 at least. And you know what? This bond issue that we're talking about now may get us to the next 3 years or so, okay? And then we're gonna have to come back again, get the committee together, and see what we're gonna do. All right, student growth, as we talked about, and why would we suggest a Jones replacement? This building was built in the 50s. All right, it's a functional building. We're doing fine, but it was built in the 50s, which does give us some obstacles to go around. We do not own the building. This land is Prairie View A&M University land. The building belongs to Prairie View A&M University. Basically, it's a rent house for us. We appreciate them loaning us and letting us rent this building. But as far as repairs and things like that, we really can't come in and do a massive reworking of it because you don't do that to a rent house. And so a replacement would be in the Prairie View vicinity. We would rebuild Jones Elementary School, and that would involve, or that school, and Miss Bates has been involved in the possible, the way that school would be designed, etc. Isn't that right, Miss Bates? Yes, it is. All right. So, although we do not have a school in permanent ink yet, central library, flexible learning environment, cafeteria, obviously, 21st century technology, playground equipment, a metal roof, gymnasium that would be air conditioned, all the furniture, fixtures, and equipment that goes with it, and obviously we have 361 kids in this school now. That's the most ever. I know you can feel that, all right? And so you saw by 2017, you know, we would want another school built. I would bet that this school population alone will be well over 400 by then, because it's just a great, great school, and we're growing in this area too. And so we would adjust the attendance zones in whichever way we need to fill up this school. We'll start with about 700 kids, all right, which would only be going out and getting another 150 kids from another couple of zones, and you'll see here in a minute where other people are growing too. All right, also, this is the west side of the district. We would do that to address the west side. The east side of the district is growing as well. So the committee looked at maybe an elementary school over there too, but we really couldn't afford, the committee suggested we couldn't afford 2 elementary schools at the same time. So a compromise was a Roberts Road Elementary School addition. 15 additional classrooms to address the rapid growth over there. That's around the Community of Faith Church. They're building that subdivision between Bauer and Becker. They'll be building roads in a couple of weeks. They already have the infrastructure in, and yes, it makes me nervous. So we would increase the capacity by 330 kids. It would take the capacity of Roberts Road to 914. And so that would include the furniture, fixture, and equipment as well. Also in the interim, how are we going to handle the growth that we're really not prepared for? And you see part of it already. We have portable buildings out here in front of Jones already. We added another one here. We added one at Field Store and added one at Turlington because we're growing in those places. All right. Also, we needed another 6. So the bond issue would include 9 portable buildings to help us with the temporary handling of those of the student growth. Also, this would maybe get us to the next 3 to 5 years with the portable classrooms. All right. Also, to address student growth, we're looking at 4 school sites, purchasing the land for school sites, and the price of land keeps going up. The availability of land keeps going down. They're not making any more land, and the price sure goes up. So we're going to try to get to the next 5 to 10 years and have school sites with that. So this bond would include the land for a replacement of Jones in the Prairie View vicinity, as well as in the future another elementary school, a junior high school, and a high school. And it may be just one large piece of property where we could put 3 of those schools on one large piece of property, but we're vetting through that. Okay? So, to address student growth, these 4 bullets, a Jones Elementary replacement, Roberts Road Elementary addition, portable classrooms, and land. All right, $44 million would be used to address student growth. Now, we have existing facilities. That's the facilities we already have that need some work too on various things. Okay, so Roberts Road Elementary School, we're going to try to, the way we, remember we're not going to build a new school over there. We're going to add on to the one we have and try to get it more ready for kids. All right, so that would include some flooring work over there, some HVAC, that's heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. So we have units in this district that are over 30 years old. Any of you have your own home? All right, you have your own home. They tell you 13 years is about all you can get out of them. All right, when you get that old, you have a hard time getting parts, and they're just, you know, ready to kind of limp on you any second. So Roberts Road would have some electrical replacement as well. Schultz Junior High School would also have some HVAC work, Waller Junior High and Waller High School. Okay, so existing facility improvements would be almost $11 million of the bond. All right, another thing we want to address, remember I told you at Waller High School, when we remodeled or added on to Waller High School several years ago, we put an auditorium over there, we did some things with fine arts, but we did not address the CTE building because at the time the state had changed the direction for kids, and we were into 4x4, which means every kid had to take another math and another science to graduate. After House Bill 5 was passed by the last legislature, well, now students have an opportunity to take more electives, which is very, very good for kids to help them graduate. And a lot of them want to go straight into the workforce. There's nothing wrong with that, but we need to prepare them that way. So part of that philosophy, 70% of our kids take at least one CTE course or more. And so what we would want to do is build an additional building at Waller High School behind the tennis courts back there. And that building would house 2 more ag labs and 4 classrooms with the appropriate dressing and restrooms and things like that, with the availability to add on either side. Also, would take the existing shops that are there in the CTE building now and renovate those to make them air conditioned, and take 4 shops that are smaller and turn that space into 3 shops that are a little bit larger, where you could educate more kids in there. All right. Also to include the furniture, fixtures, and equipment as well. So that total package would be $5.3 million. Also transportation. Half of our bus fleet is 15 years or older. All right, so how many of you drive a 15-year-old car? All right, well, good for you. And I hope it keeps running. All right, but that's 2 out of, yeah. And you don't have all those kids on there either. I know, but you take good care of them. All right, so this bond would include 39 buses. 30 would be regular ed buses, and we would not go and get them all right now. We would phase that in, and maybe by 3 years. It takes about a year to put your order in and to receive a bus. So 30 regular ed buses and 9 additional buses to kind of replace some of our aging fleet and add new buses for all the new growth that we have too. And also, if you have more buses, then you're going to need additional parking. All right, technology. You know, technology is what we always stress, and our kids are using technology and things like that. So as a school district, we've got to realize that we have aging computers. Our computer replacement program, we're behind on it a little bit. So part of this would be district-wide replacements to a tune of about $1.3 million. Then our infrastructure, which would include our mainframe and our intermediate frame. Once we get technology to the building, then we have to disperse it once it's in the building. So replacing that equipment as well, and also more wireless access points. And in the new school, we will have more wireless access points where, because that's the wave of the future. Technology is $3 million. Okay? Physical education / athletics. Okay? Right now, our district only has 1 track. Okay? We need to build another track, and it's going to be a 4-lane track at Schultz Junior High. Schultz Junior High does not have a track. Waller Junior High uses the track that's there that the high school uses, but it's at Waller Junior High. Also, the addition of 4 tennis courts. Currently, Schultz has no tennis courts. Waller Junior High has 4, so we're just trying to have a little equity there with our junior highs. Also, increasing our parking lot at Waller ISD Stadium to where you can park more cars, and so that's $210,000 of crushed rock that they're currently working on. So that's physical education and athletics. Safety and security, which is awfully important to us. New security cameras, electronic access controls. That means coming from outside, you know, having the 5 points and things like that. So that's $750,000, but we just have to keep up with technology, and we need more cameras and more storage space with that. So the entire bond proposal, as you can see, that's a synopsis there, but it's $71.32 million, and that's what the total bond is, and it includes all of those things that I just talked about. So what will the money purchase? It will catch us up with, on our needs for student growth, our existing facilities improvements, career and technology, transportation, technology, physical education and athletics, as well as safety and security. So for $71.3 million, that's what we would address. When would this happen? The new H.T. Jones Elementary School would be fall of 17. All right? Next September would be the fall of 16. So it usually takes 14 to 16 months to put an elementary school on the ground. So that's when this would happen. Roberts Road Elementary Addition also would be the fall of 17. The Career and Technology or Technical Education Building would be fall of 18, but we will shoot for fall of 17 with that one as well. All right, so all the construction, we would like to have it done by 17, but for sure by 18.